Welcome to Volleyball England's Beach Tour National Finals for 2012. I'm Kate Bennett and today we're at Boscombe Beach in Bournemouth for the ultimate event on the beach volleyball calendar. The athletes have played in various tournaments on some of the best beaches in the UK, culminating in the finals here in Bournemouth. We've got action from the semi-finals and finals of the men's and women's event, and we always take a look at the future of the sport as we bring you action from the junior finals, so don't go anywhere. We start with the women's semi-finals, and first up we have Jess Grimson and Vicky Palmer up against Alex Bajova and Katja Glass. With a great atmosphere building, it's time to head over to our match commentator, Adrian Battersby.
With me I've got Mark Perkins, who's an official on the Volleyball England Beach Tour. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Adrian.
It's a beautiful day, very early in the morning. You can see these shadows are really long, and that's a lovely hit there. And the Reds are just moving away a little bit here.
Yeah, they've got a nice 4-point lead here with the score now 16-12. You see this line over shot. Alex dropping off the net there. And a great spot there by Vicky Palmer. The ball just clipping the line.
Yeah. Was that a mistake really by the Blues? You know, she was at the front of the net and then dropped back.
No, they'll look to see whether the ball's going to be tight on, whether they can actually get a block. If the ball's not tight enough to get a block, so like there, it was worth actually blocking the ball. But if it's not, then they'll drop off.
Okay, this is an interesting rally, and they're still going. Oh, beautiful touch, and she's overjoyed with that.
You can see Jess actually turning around on that ball and just seeing where the block was, who we see in the replay. She has a quick glance at the net and then plays the ball over the top of Katja. Doesn't need to be a lot of power.
Oh, right on the line.
It's absolutely spot on.
Real good quality play. It's so early in the morning here. There's not many people up here on a Sunday morning, but oh, and again.
That's a great shot there. Over on the second ball. Slightly out of position, but still able just to get a hand up to the net there and play the ball over Katja, deep to the corner. Here we go. You see, great pickup by Jess. Great awareness by Vicky Palmer. Has been playing on the indoor with the GB girls. Now finding her feet in the sand there, and they're now just 2 points away from the first set with the score 19-12.
First set. And the Reds just starting to move away here. Blues in trouble on that receiving of the serve. And an attack, it's blocked, but it's out, and it's another point towards the Reds. And they really are starting to make a move here in this first set, and the Blues are just wondering what's going wrong.
Yeah, they're 8 set points down here. It's a massive hit by Vicky Palmer off the block of Alex. You see the ball flying out of court there. So here we go, set point.
Best of
free net there for Katja Glass. She's been one of the most consistent players on the tour. Got into the semi-final back in Great Yarmouth. They've saved 1 set point there, so it's 13-20 now.
Of course, for those of you new to volleyball, we're playing best of 3 sets. It's the first to 21, and the third set is what's considered a tie break, but it's first to 15, so it's not that short. Here we go. And one of those finger pointing signs telling her opponent where she wants it to be served. It's very confusing. Oh, and again.
No block there at the net at all, so easy point there for Jess Grimson. That's the first set to the girls in the pink tops of Vicky Palmer and Jess Grimson.
And the Blues just seem to be having trouble on the attacks from the Reds on the right-hand side, and they're going to discuss it.
Yeah, it's their first year together, but they've done really well. As I said, they've got in a semi-final in Great Yarmouth, then they're runners-up in Western Supermare, and Alex has been one of the top servers on the beach tour on the ladies' team.
Here's a lovely block. We'll see this again on the replay. High jump. Oh, you see that from the net camera, how high the hands were there. Getting in the way. Serves coming in very quickly. 15-7 here in the second. Oh, not the best of sets, but somehow it got over. There's going to be a tosser for the ball here.
Great pickup in the backcourt there by Alex Bajova. Vicky Palmer was a bit angry there that she's hit that ball into the net.
Yeah.
Sets very high standards for herself. Here we go. You see she's coming across the net there.
Yeah.
Just trying to play just a little cut shot over the side.
Just a little bit mistimed as well, wasn't it? And the serve has gone out. Now there is a bit of a wind here flowing from right to left, isn't there? And we've noticed yesterday that there was a lot of points scored on the left-hand side because the wind was blowing right to left. Can you explain that, Mark?
Yeah, you're able to put a bit more power in the ball because the ball will hold up a bit. So you'll see, especially with like topspin jump serves, they can hit the ball a little bit harder. Where Vicky's just serving from there, you have to be a bit more careful because the ball will drift with the wind. But that's great spotting there over on the first time by Vicky Palmer. They've got a 10-point lead now. They're only 3 points away from a place in the finals.
Well, you have to be so aware of your opponent's positions, and she saw that both blue athletes were at the front of the net and the back of the court was totally open.
Yeah, there's no way the girls are going to get back for that ball.
Beautiful scene out there. There's people surfing very early in the morning here. Now here's going to be a tussle, and she gets the touch, and she doesn't touch the net. So if she touches the net, it's point against, isn't it?
Yeah, if you touch the tape to the yellow part of the net at the top there, then that will be called an infringement. But you see here, nice and tight. He's away with pass, but just using the knuckles as well there.
Yeah.
It's called a little pokey.
Yeah. It's just got a little bit scrappy here, but the Reds still have a big lead. And
there's a great ace serve down the line, down the centre, by Alex Vardova. She has been probably one of the best servers on the Volleyball England Beach Tour this year, and we change ends. Yeah, it's their first year together, but they've done really well. As I said, they've got in a semi-final in Great Yarmouth, then they're runners-up in Western Supermare, and Alex has been one of the top servers on the beach tour on the ladies team. Oh, just clipping the tape and dropping it on her side. It's one of the hardest shots to play in beach volleyball, to be fair, so it was a good effort.
That was really close, actually. It looked much better in replay than it did initially, right on the top of the net.
There's a free net there for Vicky Palmer. And it's another point there for the girls in blue. Here we go, we see again. She winds up.
Comes to the big one.
Doesn't go for the power, but she sees there's no block there. So tries to play the ball deep, but just too long. Alex serving again there. 6 points down.
Oh, and a net.
Unusual service error there by Alex Vardova.
It's definitely tougher. We have seen quite a few service errors from the right-hand side with this wind behind. You know, you can't really put a lot of weight on the service, can you? Otherwise,
the ball will drift very much with it.
Blow past, yeah. And there's an example of the dipping serve with the wind against, really putting pressure on the receivers.
Having to go over there with the block, so that counts as a third touch. So the girls in pink just out of position there a little bit. The ball coming off the block, so the ball has to come over on the third touch. The block counts as the first touch, as you see here.
And yeah, the net's just helping out a little bit. I think that probably we'll give them benefit of the doubt. We'll say that the net put them off.
Yeah, you get your feet in position on the sand, and as soon as it hits the net, you're out. Your body weight's out of position. It's really hard to pick the ball up. Catch a serving now.
So 19-13. Blues have been scoring quite a few points recently. They're on a run. And the Reds are going to want to stop this as quickly as possible. There's the little poker. Oh, brilliant defence. What a great touch that was. And there's a touch of a net. And that's points to Red. What brilliant defence that was. And here we're going to see the touch on the net here. She goes up. Oh,
the ball had just drifted over the wind as well there, so that's probably what's caught her out. But some awesome defence by Jess Grimson there again.
Well, the crowd are applauding. There's not a big crowd here this morning. It will pack out later on today. They've gone for the big, deep, high one. Just trying something different.
And it's a great line over shot. That takes the girls through to another final here on the Volleyball England Beach Tour.
So Grimson and Palmer are through to the final. These two are the more experienced of the pair and probably the favourites for this match. And they've taken it 21-13. 21-13.
Fantastic performance there, girls. You must be absolutely delighted with that win.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like, the weather's good, we won, and we're just really happy. So.
And the first time in the finals, what are your expectations going into that match?
We've had a good tournament so far. We're playing really strong. We've had some good training, so we're feeling good. But any game left will be tough, so we've just got to keep working hard.
Earlier today, we spoke to Lisa Wainwright, Chief Executive of Volleyball England, about the current state of the sport and how the Olympics have had such an amazing impact on the game.
It's absolutely fantastic in terms of legacy from the London Olympic and Paralympic Games. You'll see here we've got absolutely fantastic beach down at Bournemouth, Boscombe Beach. But did you know that the 4,000 tonnes of sand, we've actually got 36 indoor courts, some in St Albans, some in Kettering, some in Loughborough, huge amount Wandsworth, Brentwood, a great number of courts that give people access to beach volleyball. And not only that, in terms of places that people can play, we've also got a huge training programme. We've now had over 100 people trained specifically at the Olympics to deliver the game. And we've got this fantastic beach tour that, should you find that you're quite good at the sport, you can come on the beach tour over the summer and take part. Profile that we got during the games was phenomenal. I mean, every single day, every session, we got 15,000 people. That's 45,000 people watching the sport. We've already seen an upsurge. The first day of the Olympic Games, we saw an upsurge of 850% on our website on the first day of the Games. And our clubs, our 350 clubs, are already reporting increase in people not only linking onto websites but turning up at club sessions. From Newcastle staffs have had increases, Wessex down here in the southwest have had increases. So there's a huge amount happening, generally coming through GoSpike.net, our website set up after the Games. We need some sponsorship to help us take that next step. We've had some great coverage here that Sky are involved, as you can see. We need to take that next step for sponsors, get some more investment from government and hopefully create a platform for our future Olympians.
And on to our second women's semi-final, and we have Mel Coots and Denise Austin facing Lucy Bolton and Kerry Friend.
The defending champions, Mel Coots and Denise Austin. Mel Coots serving, and it's been a really tight match so far. It's very good quality beach volleyball. She was actually saying that she's trained these girls, the girls in blue. She's been around a little while, Denise.
Yeah, you can't knock her down. She's been absolutely fantastic the last 5 years on the beach tour. Bringing through lots of youngsters, and Lucy is one of these. Going over on the second shot there.
Yeah.
Lucy's probably got one of the hardest hits. If you give her a free hit at the net, it's going to go straight down with some power.
Yeah. And
there's great pressure on the serve there, into the wind. Kerry Friend playing the ball on her left-hand side. Looked like it was dropping, but the wind was going to hold it back in. So we get a great change of ends there. And 5 set points for the girls in red, Denise and Mel.
Yeah. Well, serving from the right, it's more difficult serving from the right-hand side, as we said in the last match. And there you see it, a big hit.
That's a big swing by Kerry Friend this time, so they've saved a set point. Lucy Bolton's going to go back to serve. But there's no block there. Mel Coots drops off. Great height on the jump there. Nothing Denise could do about that.
Big power there from Kerry Friend. So here's Lucy Bolton, who just missed out on a place to the Olympics. It was very, very close indeed, and the Reds in trouble again from the serve. The serve really is difficult, isn't it? With that wind, the wind seems to be getting up, if anything.
Yeah, you'll see the players try and keep the ball down slightly on the right-hand side of the court as well, so they can control it.
Yeah. This is a great rally.
There again, Lucy going over on the second touch there. Mel Coots just getting her fingertips to it, not realise the ball's just dropping over her head there. So that's another set point saved. Here she goes again.
This really was a good rally. Earlier there was a couple of real big saves from a red team, and Coots and Austin.
They've got all the knowledge of what to do on this court.
Well, if those two are looking at each other wondering what to do, then these two have played off together so many years together. So they probably know each other inside out on this court. Oh, and it's a straight hit, and it's the first set. Denise Austin puts the big hit in, and it's 1-0. There we see it. The serve is awkward. You can see it moving in the air and everything, but she's set that beautifully, Mel Coots, and Denise Austin's up there, and she hits that straight down the middle. And the defending champions take the first set. Second set, 12-9. Again, it's real nip and tuck stuff. There's nothing between them, and a deflection on the block, and it's point to red.
This time Kerry Friend's actually taking blocking duties. Lucy Bolton backcourt. And Lucy gets a full face of sand, and she tries to get this ball. Nothing she could get about.
Yeah, she's throwing sand up at her colleague there. Another serve from the left. Good. Oh, a good dig there from Lucy Bolton. That serve had something on it, and the Blues get the point from there. It's almost like a bone. It's almost like each point is like a point and a half if you win it from the right-hand side. So many points have been won from the left, and the Blues are celebrating there.
The second touch over is quite a good point to play as well, because the defenders are still getting position, so it catches them out of position as the service error comes in there by Kerry Friend.
Yeah, ball just drifting out a little bit. It's absolutely wonderful conditions here. These are great beach volleyball conditions. It's sunny, it's hot, We had a lot of rain last night. We had real torrential downpours, but thankfully it's all brightened up here. And oh, well, the Blues really get tangled on each other, and I think there was a definite case of, I don't want to dive on this and injure my colleague. We'll see this again here. Lucy Bolton's down, and
yeah, there's a bit of communication there. Goes miss there. Lucy can laugh that one off.
I think the girls probably did the right thing there. There's no point trying to injure each other for the sake of 1 point, is there? So Denise Austin serves, and again it's another one. Blues are under pressure straight away, and they do brilliantly to get it back. Oh!
But this time the tape comes to the help there of Denise Austin. As you said, some funny control there by the girls in blue, getting the ball over.
Well, they got it over just about somehow. It wasn't maybe pretty. In fact, that was the previous point, but just to illustrate the earlier replay that we saw.
There you go, told you. Over on 2 this time again by Lucy Bolton. As I said, the players will put that ball up. It's drifting a little bit on the wind. Lucy's quick enough to turn the body around it. Here we see Kerry with a great dig in. Lucy straight away knew she was going to hit this. And as I said before, one of the best hitters, which is why she's been representing GB.
That was a great statement of intent from the Blues, because that was a great serve, and the Blues within 2 seconds had got the ball banging against the ground, and that was a brilliantly played point. And there's a net.
Great float serve there, even with the wind behind her. That's an absolutely fantastic serve to get the change of ends. The girls really fighting hard to try and get this semi-final to go to the deciding set.
Oh, and Denise and Mel sort of left that to each other as well. It was right between them, wasn't it?
Ball just clips the tape a little bit and takes the power out. Again, as we said earlier, the girls are in position ready to take it. As soon as the ball dies, when it's hit the net.
Great chance for the Blues now. They're on the left-hand side. This is where the points have been scored easily, or more easily, I should say. The Reds have got it all on now. That's a great defence from Kerry Friend. And they get the point. It all went a little bit wrong on the red side.
Yes, you see the ball that just drifted in there a little bit with the pass by Mel Coots. So nothing Denise could do about that.
So we'll be back after the break with the conclusion of this semi-final. Welcome back, and this second semi-final between defending champion Mel Coots and Denise Austin against Lucy Bolton and Kerry Friend, and it's getting very interesting indeed. 16-13, but the Blues serving from the left where points are easier to pick up. These serves are really digging indeed.
Some experience being shown there with a fantastic control on the dig. A nice little put up, and then just using the block to their advantage. You see Denise with a bump pass there as a set, just off the fingertips of Kerry Friend. So it doesn't need to necessarily hit it hard. And these two ladies have all the experience necessary to know exactly what to do. They're just 4 points away from another final.
Yeah, Kerry was going for the block there, and Mel Coots just was trying to lift it over. And some real tactics here. They're not just, well, there's another one. They're not just blasting it down. If they see a block coming in, quite often these girls will put it over the top of the hands. Oh, this is great play. And
what a great rally. Oh, great vision there by Lucy Bolton. We saw it in the other semi-final. She just showed us a part and watch it again.
What was that shot again, Lucy? That was, you could say that's pretty unorthodox. You don't see this in the manuals.
As you said earlier about Denise teaching Lucy all the tricks, I think Lucy just got one back on her mentor there.
Yep, and here we go, watch this. Yep, that's what I did. She was right under the net as well. She got a fair bit of pace on that, considering the position she was in.
With the wind blowing, obviously the ball will slow it down a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, the Blues having a bit of a smile about that as the sun blasts out on us. 17-14 to the Reds. And Kerry Friend again showing some brilliant defence. You hear them talking to each other all the time. Players, you see this a lot, Mark. The players will always be shouting to each other during rallies and telling their colleague where to put the ball. And there was an example there. Denise Austin called out, and Mel Coots just had to execute.
Yeah, communication is so important in beach volleyball. Just two players on there, you'll hear them shout out, let them know exactly where the free court is, and then it's down to the attacker whether they decide to hit it there. As you see there, Kerry Friend getting sold by Mel Coots, thinking she's going to go line over.
Yeah. 18-14 really has been a very high quality match, not in the easiest of circumstances with this wind blowing. You can see the flags behind actually, it's blowing away, and Kerry Friend just couldn't dig that one out. She's been digging them out all day, but that one was just a bit too tough for her.
As you see there, Mel Coots again just shaping her body to go down the other side of the block of Lucy. Kerry Friend not able to pick the ball up high enough for our Park to pick the ball up.
Oh, Denise Austin's got a little...
There's that hit over on two again by Lucy Bolton. If the ball goes high enough on the net, she knows, she's just going to hit that one.
Well, Denise Austin's got her little girl here, and also a one-year-old baby. She had the baby here last year. It was only a few months old, and she just loves the beach lifestyle. She just loves this sport. That's a great serve, and Mel Coots does brilliantly to keep that in. Oh, what a great point for the Reds that was, because that serve was a tough one.
Yeah, fantastic pickup, and Mel Coots got a fantastic high hitting action here. You'll see Kerry Friend is going to put a big block up, but she hits it at the highest point she's got. Snaps that hand right over the ball to bring it down. That's a great point.
And it's match point. So here we go. Defending champions have got 5 match points, and Bolton and Friend look as if their day might be over. They're going to give it a go.
Still smiling.
Yeah, they're perking each other up. Here we go. There's the symbol to the server. A hit from Lucy. Bolton just hit the top of the net and slowed it down, and the net cord. It's given the match to the Reds.
So Denise and Mel go through to another final here on the Volleyball England Beach Tour. They'll be playing Jess Grimson and Vicky Palmer. Great semi-final action though.
We always knew it's going to be a tough game. Lucy's just come off of the back of playing World Tour. Kerry's just such a fighter. She's such a competitor. I've been training these girls since they were 15, and I know that they really just love to play beach volleyball. So every game for us is a final, and that was all credit to them. They just played brilliantly well, and we had a great game.
And how confident you feel going into the final?
We always feel confident. We always enjoy being in the final. It's always an absolute bonus to be in the final at our age. So we're just really pleased to be here. Great tournament.
There's nothing wrong with your age.
No, nothing at all. It'll come to everyone.
Earlier today we spoke to Zara Dampney, Team GB beach volleyball player.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Obviously, there was a lot of hype with Horse Guards. We were really lucky with the venue that we were landed with, and just the whole kind of the centre court experience was just amazing, and one that I'll never ever forget. I felt so much support from everybody, and oh yeah, it was amazing. That was one of our main aims, is to get beach volleyball out there, kind of like show them what the sport's all about, and kind of show them how amazing it can be and why we love the sport. So yeah, we've had a really good reception, and we've had a really good response from the sport. So that was all we asked for, really.
With our women's finalists decided, it's time to head over to our men's semi-final. First up, we have Jake Sheaf with Chris Gregory taking on Phil Smith and Russell Watson. We join our match commentator, Adrian Battersby.
16-14 to Phil Smith and Russell Watson. Russell Watson in the white cap. I say he's tall. There's a guy who's 6'10" on the other side though, Chris Gregory. And there was the cut across the net. And that's 17-14. It's an ominous sight if you see somebody 6'10", although having said that, Russell Watson's not much shorter.
No, these two guys, Phil Smith and Chris Gregory, the two tallest players we've got on the beach tour.
Yeah.
When you think the height of a volleyball net's 2 meters 43, these guys are hitting their head over the net when they're hitting as well.
Yeah.
Pretty daunting sight if you're the other side of the net.
Absolutely. Here's a great block. Look at this. Jake Sheaf comes up for the hit, and he actually hit it into the net. It wasn't even a block. It was a miscued hit there from Jake Sheaf. Jake was in the final last year with his brother Luke. There's a little dink over. Advantage yellows now, and that's a beautiful shot, long distance.
Yeah, Jake's brother's now going to join the army, so he's teamed up with 6'10" Chris Gregory. These guys are going to be looking to play round on the European and also on the World Tour, teaming up together.
Russell Watson serves. Sheaf digs it out, goes long and plays it beautifully.
That's a great line over shot. These guys have got loads of experience. Their mum Mandy's a former player as well, so from good stock. There's a great line over shot there.
Just touches the edge of the line. Russell Watson lies down in the sand.
The boys in blue actually won down at Margate in Western and were the runners up in Great Yarmouth, so they've had a fantastic, successful year. As a first year together as well. This time Russell Watson from New Zealand just wipes off the inside of the block. You see Jake Sheaf crouch down where he's going. But ball coming off the block there, nothing that Jake Sheaf could do about that.
Absolutely. So here we go, set point, 5 set points for Phil Smith, who's about to serve, and Russell Watson. Crowd starting to build up now. Here's a chance. Here comes Sheaf for the hit, but it's wide, and I think there was a touch on the net as well, so it doesn't really matter. It was a point either way to the yellows, and there's the first set.
Yeah, you see here there's a net touch there on the hit there, so I think he knew the hit was going wide as well. He's followed through and caught the net.
Yeah.
Not the normal stands that Jake Sheaf sets for himself.
Second set, Sheaf and Gregory in the lead, 4 points ahead. Looked like they could tie this one up, but not with shots like that. That was a little bit of a miscue.
Just slightly wide. You see him knowing exactly where he wants to go, line over. Just not getting his hand all the way over. He just does a practice swing again there to show himself he knows what to do.
Yeah. Now these two have played before on the tour this year, haven't they? And there's a great block.
Yeah, these two guys have played against each other in the final over at Great Yarmouth, and the final was won by Phil Smith and Russell Watson. That's
a brilliant block there from Phil Smith. And that certainly gives you a lot of confidence when you go up to block and you get both hands on it and slam it down. There's a lot of people enjoying the seaside outside. The serve's too long. We've seen that many times.
Drifting
today.
with the wind a little bit there as well.
Yep, the wind.
Chris Gregory's going to come back to serve.
This sport, it's worth mentioning. There's two very tall guys here, but there's not many of us around who are 6'4" plus or anything like that. It's not necessarily a tall man's game, is it? Beach volleyball.
It helps being a bit taller, but these two guys can still move themselves around the sand pretty quick. But you look at the other two guys you've got in there; they're still just over 6 foot tall. But the way Jake and Russell move as backcourt players are absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, that ball just out of reach of the long stretch of Chris Gregory.
Yep. I was watching one of the quarter-final matches, and there was two guys there who I'm sure were both around 5'10", and it was incredible to see how they jumped and their agility. And yeah, they were all over the place, and they were a very tough partnership to beat for sure.
Yeah, they changed their tactics, how they play. They don't do so much on the big blocking like you see these boys doing it, but they'll be a bit more quick around the backcourt. So yeah, they can pick these balls up. You see Russell Watson flying.
Russell Watson having a little roll around in the sand. He tends to do that, I've noticed. If he doesn't get up immediately, he just has a little ponders life and wonders what happened in that point.
He just catches his breath back as they're down by 3 points here.
Yeah,
nice little float serve there by Jake Sheaf.
Big points here for the Blues. Oh, that's a big hit and well defended by Jake Sheaf, but it's the power on it was just too much to control. It's great athleticism. It's the height on that jump, and Chris Gregory here knew that was always going to be too far away from him. 17-19, and that is out. And look at the disappointment there.
He knows a service error like that is important in this game, because it's just given the Sheep and Gregory set point now to go to deciding set. If they win this point, it's giving Chris Gregory to serve. He's got the wind behind him. He's going to run through to the net to come in and block. Served on Russell Watson. Phil Smith goes over on 2, but what a great set point to save there, over on the second touch.
Good night, Vienna. This one is flying. It's still probably rolling down the beach as we're talking. Look
He
at
knew
this.
straight away he was going to hit this ball.
Bang.
Gregory's literally just got to the net there, so he wasn't quite in position to get a good block up. If they've saved 1 set point, it's 18-20.
Let's do 2 set points to the Blues. Big opportunity for them to get right back in this match.
Oh, the ball just finds a tape there. Classical shot there by Russell Watson. Excuse the pun.
That was right on the outside of the tape. That was as close as it could be. I don't know if we're probably not going to see it so well from this camera, but it was so. Let's have a look. Oh, that must have just touched.
Pinpoint when you need that, when you set point down. Yeah. It's still set point though to the boys in blue.
And the line judge actually looks for the tape moving, doesn't he? At the end of the day, if it just moves slightly, it means it's touched, and that's all. There's the big hit, and Chris Gregory, 6'10" of him, puts the second set in the Blues corner. And this just perfect for Blues, wasn't it? Straight down the middle.
Yeah, Phil Smith going to block the line there. He saw him and just waiting for him to go across.
Third set, 9-6. It's 1st to 15, so this really is no chance for errors. And that went wrong there, Chris Gregory. The set went wrong. I think it drifted a bit in the wind again, as we've seen a lot here. Ends up on the other side of the net, and it was just an easy put away, wasn't it?
Yeah, nothing they can do about that, the boys in blue. They're just 5 points away now, Russell and Phil, for a place in the final. What a monster block. Oh, great block there by Phil Smith. Chris Gregory trying his football skills there. He's been training a lot down at Crystal Palace, but that's at the beach at the Crystal Palace, not with the Crystal Palace football team.
You are allowed to head it, you're allowed to kick it. You know, the only thing you can't do really is catch it.
Yeah, the ball can touch any part of your body.
Yep. We've seen a few points where people have headed the ball over, but that really was a monster hit, as you say, from Phil Smith.
So there, Phil Smith blocking the ball. He's able to touch the ball again because he's blocked it. It counts as one of the touches, but because he was slightly dropping back on his feet, you see here, not in the right position to actually get a nice clean volley on it. So that's a great point to the boys in blue. Fighting hard here in this deciding set.
He was a little disorientated there for sure. But now that Yellow's looking to get back on the scoreboard, and Russell Watson, well, he looked a little bit off balance. I'm not sure if that's how they wanted to play that point, but somehow they've got the point and they'll just walk away from this. Just see here, the set probably wasn't what he wanted. He ends up...
It's the ball drifting in the wind there, as you see it coming across. The flags are moving.
Yeah.
So he's having to adjust in the air. Phil Smith coming in there after serve and ready to block.
Gregory's up.
And what a block it was, look at that. So it's hard, he's got to run those 9 metres once he's served, set himself and get a block in there.
Yeah. Here we go. Those are 2 big guys there, and that's a superb block off the top of the net, and it drops totally dead on the blue side.
Just Smith and Watson just 2 points away from a place in the final now.
Just little moments like that can turn a tight match like this. This really could have gone either way. But now you sense the tide is moving towards the yellow team. And you're keeping that alive.
Gregory ready for a big swing.
Oh, and the wind really is having an effect there. You could see Gregory was going towards the net, and then he had to stop quickly because he realised that the wind was stopping it. I don't know, it's not really visible with the ball, but you can see that he's had to stop.
Actually jumped there for the ball, so the ball's got over his head, so he's playing it behind him.
Match point, there's 8 of them, and the Yellows really are now in a commanding position. Surely going to take this, and
that's a great swing by Jake Sheaf there to save a match point.
Well, I don't think there's many celebrations going on with the blue team here, because they know, I think the writing's on the wall. The chances of winning 8 points in a row is pretty remote.
It's happened before.
I remember
it's over now.
I remember in the final last year we had a few instances like that where we saw 8-9 points in a row on each side. So it can happen, but...
Good side out by Smith and Watson here. They will see them through to the final, though.
Yeah, a little nod to each other just to give each other a little bit of a boost. Applause are going on around, and here we go. There's a chance.
Oh, it's a great swing there, cross court by Russell Watson.
And the match is over. So Phil Smith and Russell Watson win this second semi-final, beating Jake Sheaf and Chris Gregory. It was a really tight match, 21-15, 19-21, 15-8, and they'll progress through to the final.
Well, it's hard to say. It was a very even match the whole time. I think we just got lucky on a couple of big points, and the momentum swung our way, and my partner here got a couple of good blocks, and I think that was the difference at the end.
And on to our second men's semi-finals, and we have Robin Mitzabrotsky and Tom Lord up against Berislav Bobas and David Grandolfo.
So here we are. With me is Mark Perkins, who's commentating with me on all these matches, official on the beach tour. And Brodsky and Lord really are two very experienced players on the tour, aren't they? They play at international level.
Yeah, they've represented GB 7 times this year on the World Tour. They come here and they play at any events they can when it fits in with their calendar on the World Tour. This is the only time they've actually appeared this year for us.
Yep.
But this is all about showcasing the best of our volleyball talent here on the Volleyball England Beach Tour.
Yeah, and they really are the men on form. They're defending champions. In fact, they won it 2 years ago as well, so they're looking for quite a unique hat-trick here.
And they've been dominant here in this first set. As you see here, Biro running in to get to the net there. Couldn't quite get tight enough to the net to put a block on, so easy little pokey there for Tom Lord. They lead by 10 points as Robin comes to serve in.
Yeah, it is. Reds really have had a great start to this second semi-final. And as we said earlier on, the wind has even probably got up a little bit more. You can see those flags really are, and you can see it's affecting the players on both sides here. Ball's very hard to control. It's got a little bit scrappy, especially in this particular rally. Here's a chance.
That's great use of the net there by Brodsky. As you see the ball just drifting, as you just said, the ball's drifting tight to the net after the set by Tom Lord. So here he comes into the set, lovely set. The ball just drifted in the wind, so Brodsky clever enough just to use his knuckles and poke the ball over.
Yeah. Brodsky and Lord lead by 11 points. I think it's safe to say this one's in the bag.
Damage limitation now for Biro Bobas and Davide Grandolfo.
But it's the best of three, and it doesn't, doesn't necessarily mean the match is over just because you may have lost the first one heavily. We've seen a few times where the first one may have been a heavy defeat, but the other team, oh, look at that for a hit.
You give Tom Lord a free net and he's going to put that away. Well, see Biro dropping off the net there, so as the ball drifts on, so you see Biro dropping off there, free hit there for Tom Lord, that's going to go straight down.
And that's about as big a hit. As you can see, the ball rebounds and it's rolling down the beach. That was a big one. Tom Lord will have a lot of confidence after that hit. Here's Robin Mitzabrotsky. Happy to be called Brodsky, thankfully. Here's another one for Lord, and another big one. Oh, well, that's two in a row, and I think, the Blues are just talking about the wind. Obviously they're aware that the wind's paying a little bit of chaos sometimes with this ball, but look at this for a hit.
That is showcasing the best of British beach volleyball.
That's incredible. Tom Lord. And, you know, he placed that as well. That wasn't just pure power. He was putting that deliberately into that gap. 20 points to 7, and one back for the Blues here.
So that's a set point saved with a shot there by Biro Bobus. Clever use there of the block. So you see him here coming in to hit. There's a big block of Brodsky there. He actually just used the arm of Brodsky and played the ball out of position.
But I think this third set, there's 12 set points here for Brodsky and Lord in the red. And certainly the left-hand side, an easier side to play from. And that one, just a little dip over the top, and it's the first set.
Very clever use here by Brodsky. Just see him play the ball across his shoulders. So he's not actually playing in line with his shoulders there, which puts Davide out of position slightly. One of the quickest players on the beach tour to get over there.
So second set, and Brodsky Lord leading 15-11. One of these little symbols. Tell us about this, Mark. What's that all about?
So this is to let the defender know where the blocker's going to block. So if he puts signifies number 1 and number 2, number 1 generally means he's going to block the line, and number 2 generally means he's going to block cross court. So the defender knows which side of the court to cover, because obviously only two aside. And if they do wiggle one of the arms or one of the fingers or not, it means they want them to serve on that person as well if they can.
Okay, so it's a pretty universal sign, really, in beach volleyball.
Yeah, some teams have their own combination, but that's generally what they'll go with. Well, it's a tighter affair here in the second set. The boys in blue are definitely fighting hard. They want to go to the deciding set. They've got victories on the Volleyball England Beach Tour back in 2010.
Robin Ritzabotsky prepares to serve from the right, which is the difficult side to serve from. With the wind behind, the ball is floating long, and that's another point for blue, and they're just creeping back into this.
Clever work there by Biro Bobus as well, because you see the ball just drifting behind him.
Yeah.
But playing the ball, as Brodsky couldn't get a block to it, so almost into no man's land. Tom Lord with a photographer's speciality shot there.
That was an exhibition dive, wasn't it? 16-13. And it's all to play for here. A little dip over the top, and it's point to red. It must have just touched the outside of the line. It only has to just touch the line just by a fraction to make it move, and it's considered in. The surfers are enjoying the win. Maybe the volleyball players are not so much, but the surfers are having a lovely time out there. Oh, and that was a bit of a mistake there from the Reds, really, because that was an open court.
Yeah, a bit of a wayward hit there by Miedzi Brodsky. As you see, the wind is causing havoc for both teams here. Brodsky going over on 2. Just not getting his hand all the way over the ball there. As you see, not the full follow through because the ball's quite tight at the net. Just 3 points difference now. It's 14-17. Great serve by Davide. Serving into the wind. The ball will move a little bit left and right as well and hold up.
That was incredible, wasn't it? You saw the pace he served at, and look at where it finished. It was only halfway up the court, so totally catching Tom Lord by surprise there. And that's got weight on it as well. It's certainly an advantage, but it's well played by the Reds. And they really are showing some great class. In fact, you know, the Blues there just saying that the ball's even moving as it's coming towards them.
Yeah, caught Biro out of position there on the block.
He's so desperately unhappy there because he actually read the shot, but it was just a bit in front of him.
Yeah.
18-15, Brodsky and Lord looking for their third title in a row. This to reach the final, where Phil Smith and Russell Watson will meet them, and that's beautifully played into the corner. This one isn't over yet, only 2 points in it.
That's clever work there by Biro Bobus. Come all the way over to Jersey to play this weekend. Just tries to play the first hit over the corner.
Wow.
Comes back on the block by Robin Miedzi Brodsky, and he gets the second chance to put it away.
Oh.
The service error, though, just means if it's a change ends, Tom Lord and Miedzi Brodsky have just 2 points.
And as the players, you know, they all get on with each other. Now, this is one of the amazing things. There's always a lot of camaraderie and smiles, and you know, these guys have seen each other on the tour many times, and there's a lot of happiness out there.
Yeah, we play 6 tournaments a year. This year's been a bit of a different one, obviously with the Olympics happening, and they play each other a few times normally on the weekend. But that's a great swing at the net there by Tom Lord. That takes them to match point now.
Yes, Tom Lord and Robin Ritzabotsky.
A 360 dig there by Tom and Robin. High reach there. Going for their third final in a row here in Bournemouth.
Here we go.
7 from the left into the wind.
The crowd is building up all the time now, and they're giving the applause, and there's the anticlimax straight into the net. He went for the champagne serve there, didn't he?
Yeah, even turned his cap round to a bit more aerodynamic.
Yep.
So Davide serving now. They've saved 1 match point with a service error by Tom Lord.
2017. Here we go. Oh, and a block! And the Blues are still back in this. It's 2018. There's only 2 more points in it. Can they get this back?
It was a nice dig in there by Tom Lord. Good put up by Brodsky. Biro's there, read this block so well. It wasn't a big hit by Tom Lord, he was just trying to place it, but well read by Bobus. Another match point saved.
Bobus got really high on that block, didn't he? He was so high up on the net and actually shocked the Reds.
And there's that shot again by Robin Brodsky, and they go through to the final with that line-up shot across his body. Great game.
Well, Tom Lord, Robin Brodsky played really good stuff there, really superbly. They were a class act here today, and they progressed through to the final. 21-8, 21-18, and they'll play Phil Smith and Russell Watson in the final.
Well, we came out firing in the first set, managed to get some good serves away down at the good end, serving into wind. Second set, the ball was flying all over the place. A couple of the close points didn't go our way, but we managed to keep with them and stay on top till the end.
Now, this event doesn't only decide the senior champions, but the juniors also play their finals here. And the junior girls final, we have Megan Shaney and Robin Sayers taking on Jade Butcher and Paige Tutiot.
So Jade Butcher here serving, but the Reds in a little bit of trouble. But that one goes a little bit astray. Certainly the wind's still having its effect here as well.
Very clever player indoors is Jade, and bringing it to the beach tour for the first time this year. Put pressure on the serve.
These are the future. Well, we saw Brodsky and Lord a little while ago, and they're looking at 2016. These girls are probably looking at 2020 or maybe even 2024, under 17, and that one goes straight out. And the juniors really are expanding on the beach volleyball tour, aren't they?
Yeah, this year's been the first year we've had the junior volleyballing on the beach tour in full effect, and we're getting some really good players coming through. Some of the young lads have even started to go over on the world tour, on the junior world tour events as well.
Well, here we go with match point for Megan Shaney and Robin Sayers, and they went for it big time, and it was too long.
So still set points you can hear in the background, with the score now 11-20. Paige serving. We've got the wind blowing in towards us. The crowd start getting a big clap going.
Yeah, it's been very tough for the juniors in these conditions for sure. It's a tough old sport, beach volleyball. There's only 2 each side. It's amazing how much work they have to put in during just a single rally. And here's a good example of it.
All 4 of these accomplished indoor players as well. So they've got the basic skills there, and just learning the skills and watching the experts like Denise Austin and Robin Brodsky and Tom Lord playing. And there's another set point save, or another match point save, sorry.
Yep. Went for the big hit, and we see this again. Went for, well, I think you can afford to do this when you're maybe 8 points up. Go for the big one. And didn't come off that time. Still 8 match points still. Plenty of opportunity. Oh, that's a great recovery. Well, you know, these are under 17 girls, we've got to remember, and they're hitting one-handed balls across the net from mid-court. This is not easy to do. Oh, there's a distance shot. Managed to recover. Well done, the net. And they're still going.
A set by trade indoor, Jade is. So he's got the vision of where to play the ball. But this time, Megan Shaney with the left hand gets that line.
It comes off. Absolutely, it comes off. It didn't come off in the last one, but Megan Shaney hit the left-handed shot for distance, and it stays in court.
On to our junior boys final, and we have Ben Torrens and Sam Dunbavin taking on Will Hartnell and Hayden Lawson.
Well, this has been a great match. We're into the third and deciding set. 7-5, Hartnell and Lawson lead. But we've had some great rallies, and the crowd have been thoroughly entertained here. Oh, that's a lovely
great touch shot there. Hard shot to play in beach volleyball, but if you see him there on the replay.
A few harsh words between the Blues there. I think there's a bit of disagreement about that particular rally as to...
He's actually done really well there because he's shaped up as he's going to hit the ball down the line, just turn his hand around it and just cut that ball across.
Yeah, great deception.
Sam Dunbavin with a big shot down the centre.
These guys are certainly going to be players on the beach tour for many years to come. And the crowd are really loving this one. Here we go for the big hit, and he actually just goes straight out of play. No block or anything, just touches the top of the net. Out of play, and the Yellows, who lost the first set, have really come back with a vengeance, and now look as if the tide is turning their way. Excuse the beach pun.
Again, this time a little cut shot crossed by Sam Dunbavin as they change ends. Remember, it's a shorter set, so it's only going to be to 15 points for the decider.
Oh, great view of this shot. High quality shot there.
These guys show the future of volleyballing in the beach tour is in safe hands with these guys playing.
Yeah, you certainly see in a few years' time these guys are going to be playing it off with the big boys. Oh, that's a lovely jump. Good rally and good defence. Here's the big hit, and it's in.
Great swing again there. I mean, they've got some great coaches out there like Denise Austin and Louis Lett, people like that who spend hours and hours and hours coaching these guys and getting these skills up, and you can't beat good old match practice on centre court here at Bournemouth Beach.
Yeah, there's 5 or 6 pitches, courts all around the beach, so this is where the finals are all held. But these guys have been playing a number of matches out and about, so this is not just they don't just walk into the final, they have to play a lot of qualifying matches, and that's a lovely block. And really is the momentum has moved all Yellows at the moment. Everything's going their way. Actually, wasn't a block, my mistake. It just straight into the net. Yep, straight into the net.
This time Ben Torrens getting caught into the net there.
The difficulty of setting in the wind here, trying to make an adjustment for the wind blowing right to left, and over adjusted and then put his colleague into trouble. 2 finals to come, so more people coming into the arena here for the 2 big finals, and there's another one. It's another point to Yellow, and it's all one-way traffic now here for Hartnell and Lawson.
They've been dominant here in this deciding set. Really put pressure using this end with the wind behind them to their advantage.
Yeah, we haven't seen many people actually manage to do that. And that one, yep, well, there was 2, it went wide, but also there was a blue player that went into the net, I think. So
yeah, Sam Dunbavin, you see here the ball too tight for him, tried to cut it across, but actually just going under the net and clipping the net there. So it's now match points who change ends, 14-6. Well, Hartnell and Hayden Lawson have been fantastic here.
Well, it has been a real run of points here for the Yellows. And here we go, match point. There's 9 of them. There's the big block.
Great pressure on the serve, and then he's come back in and put in an amazing block. 15-6 this final there. Will Hartnell and Hayden Lawson are the champions 2012.
We spoke to one of the junior England players about the grassroots campaign Go Spike.
It's a campaign that looks to get adults, over 16-year-olds playing volleyball, and we've been to every single beach tour event so far, and basically trying to get people who look at the sport, walk by past the promenade, they're keen to get involved. We're trying to basically let them have an opportunity to play, and then those people that come along, we try and get them to move on. When they go home, maybe look at our website, www.gospike.net. On there they can find our session finder, and it's basically shows them where they can play near them, and it's just a fantastic little tool for those who are interested in volleyball and got the buzz of it, either at events like this, Volleyball England Beach Tour, or maybe the Olympics has inspired them to come and have a go. So that's one of the little tools that we have to get people playing, really.
So on to our women's finals of the Volleyball England Beach Tour. And we have Jess Grimson and Vicky Palmer taking on the veterans Mel Coote and Denise Austin.
Well, we have a national final taking place, but on one of the outside courts, there's a family having a little game. It's a very social sport, this is. And there's an ace. Well, 8-7 now to Austin and Coote, the defending champions in blue.
Great serve there by Mel Coote into the wind. Ball just dropping inside the corner. There's a signal by Denise Austin where she wants Mel to run in the block. Oh, second ace in a row there by Denise Austin.
And just with a bit of disrespect, the Reds just kick a bit of sand over the mark. Just, let's forget about that one. So Mel Coote, really 2 aces in a row. She's going for the hat-trick here. That ball is all over the place, isn't it? The wind is really making it hard for the team on the right. And they couldn't even get the ball across. So it wasn't an ace, but it was still a serve that put the opponents into big trouble.
Great run of serves here by Mel Coote and Denise Austin, the ladies in blue. Even there, Vicky Palmer just digging the ball over, getting too much on it with the wind.
Yeah, she was trying to go oh, well, that's 4. And Mel Coote gets another point. And, well, this is a significant move here. 4 points in a row for the Blues. It just touches the top of the net. You can just see the replay here. It hits the top of the net and just dies.
You see Jess Grimson set herself there ready to receive that ball, but as soon as the ball hits the tape, just take the power out of it.
So can Mel Coote go for 5 on the trot here? She's having a great time with it. She's gone for a little bit of a long one, and this time it's out. Well, she decided to change things a little bit, having had 4 successful serves which really dipped deep into the court, but this time the long one was too far out. So Grimson and Palmer looking to get back into this. A good crowd built up, not many spare seats around, and that's a lovely shot down the line. The sets are always a little bit more difficult here. We're seeing some tough shots from these players. The wind is causing a little bit of trouble, but that's beautifully hit.
No block there for Jess Grimson, so able just to place the ball down the line. Easy point there for Jess.
Denise Austin, just a little applause there. She appreciates a good shot, even if it's against her. Very sporting lady.
This time, a little poker reach there by Vicky Palmer, one of the most vocal players on the beach tour. This is the first time, actually, these two teams have faced each other in a final. They did play against each other back in Margate in the semi-final, where the victors in that game were Denise Austin and Mel Coote.
10-11, and of course now the Reds are on the left-hand side of the court, so that it's almost a little bit like tennis here. You don't see this very often, but the team on the left has an advantage. So the fact that they're serving on the left-hand side means that they've got a good opportunity. But that's brilliantly played from the Blues.
Superb experience there by Denise Austin. No, the ball's drifting tight. Just plays the ball into the corner because she sees Jess Grimson out of position.
Oh yeah, Denise Austin. It's almost as if she knew that gap was there, and she the experience in that shot. A very tough couple to play against, as that one goes into the net. There's even a crowd building up on the promenade as well, watching this from where our cameras are. The promenade side, of course, is where we're based, and that one is right on the line. Mel Coote isn't so sure. They might have a little look at the mark here. Sometimes they do this, don't they, Mark? They'll see where the bounce was. Let's have a look. Can we see? Oh,
that's a great call.
Wow.
Ball just clipping the tape there.
That is as close as it could be. 12 all. And is that being given in? They're just checking with the official, and yes.
Yeah, ball clips tape. Referee Ray Capewell there, giving that point there. As you see, Mel Coote just looks there and sees Vicky Palmer on the left-hand side of the court, so just rolls the ball across, just clip of the line. Big breath there by Mel Coote. They lead by 1 point.
These line clips are very generous. I'm sure I didn't see the line move there, but it's being given, so it makes the court even wider, of course.
That's a great line shot there by Jess Grimson. Again, with no block there. See Mel Coote's dropping off while she's out of position. Clever work there by Jess Grimson. Jess has been probably the most consistent player playing with her former partner Lizzie Smith. She won at Great Yarmouth, and then she's been in every semi-final since then in Western-super-Mare, Skegness and in Margate.
Yeah, so she's a very tough cookie to play against. Lots of experience there. This is high quality beach volleyball here on the Volleyball England Beach Tour.
This is only Jess and Vicky's second tournament together, so they are a force to be reckoned with, and a little bit of training. They've been kind of brought to Cyprus to do a little bit of training.
And they'll certainly they'll get better and better as the years go on as well, because surely it must take a little bit of time for you to gel together with you know, how your opponent plays. It must take some time to get used to them.
Yeah, well, Vicky Palmer used to play on the beach tour quite a few years ago. Then she's moved indoors and she's playing for Great Britain. Just missed the cut for the Olympic team, so she came back out and started playing on the beach tour. And she's teamed up, as I said, back in Margate with Jess Grimson as a team together. So 2013, these will be a force to be reckoned with, as they have been here at the end of this season here on the Volleyball England Beach Tour.
Massive hit on the top of the net there. That was a great replay from the net camera. You just saw the ball really almost shouldn't have got over, but somehow it managed to. It sort of turned itself over the net. Austin and Coots, the defending champions in blue, lead 16-14. It's been a very enjoyable weekend here down at Boscombe Beach in Bournemouth, and it's great to see the sun out for us on a finals day. Yep, that's been given.
You can't beat a bank holiday weekend down here at Bournemouth with the finals on.
Yeah,
we've got our mixed pairs tomorrow, so a nice relaxed ending to the 2012 season.
Yeah,
Denise just points out to the crowd there, that was one for them.
That's more of a social sort of event, isn't it, I believe, rather than you know, the men's and ladies are very, very competitive indeed.
It'll still be very competitive with these, trust me. That's great pressure again on the serve, and who else but it's Mel Coots from Scotland going back to serve. They just need 4 points now for the first set here in the women's final.
I think is it fair to say that Mel Coots' serve has really been a bit of a difference in this first set in terms of when they've been rallying? There's not been a lot between them, but Mel Coots has just been able to put action on the ball that's given the Reds real trouble.
Definitely, she doesn't need to hit the ball hard on like a jump serve, but she moves that ball so well. If you watch when she serves, the ball is called a float serve, so she actually moves the ball really well across.
This is a great hit there, and Coots is up, but it just hits her and goes the wrong side of the net. You know, it's always a little bit unlucky, isn't it, when you block, but it just doesn't come off you. And it goes the wrong way. You could easily have gone the other side.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a wayward pass here. There you go.
Yeah.
Denise Austin, even doing the limbo at her age.
Oh, be careful, she'll be watching.
I apologise, Denise.
Yeah, it was not an easy set for her, for sure. Well, the players will change round. Beautiful conditions here. Really wonderful day of action. And the beach stretches for miles and miles. But all the crowd are actually around here, to be honest. As you saw in that shot, we've emptied the beach pretty much. So everybody in the beach area have all come along to see what's going around here. There's a few people broken off to just play a bit of beach volleyball on one of the side pitches.
We get quite a lot of locals coming down here as well that have been here for the last couple of years that we've been down here for the final, so they know when it's coming on as well, so they kind of plan their little breaks around here as well.
Mel Coots hits the shot, it hits the top of the net, and this is going to be a set point here for the Blues, the defending champions. Beautiful dig from Coots. Denise Austin sets, and well,
it's that little look down that she does, knows where the players both are, and she's serving for the first set.
And she's still put a fair bit on that serve, even though she's got the wind behind her. Well, that's a beautiful point for the Reds.
She hits that ball about as hard as a man will hit that ball.
Yeah.
Great shot.
This is a big hit here, and there's no getting this one back. This will give them some confidence. They might lose this first set, but that will give them a lot of confidence, that point. Still 2 set points for Blues. And a dink over the top, and Mel Coots has done it again. She is just so good at that shot, isn't she?
It was a great dig up as well there. Hard dig for Denise to get a nice easy set in, but great vision to see here.
So second set, and the dangerous Mel Coots serving 8-4 up. Only of course need to win this set now to win the match. It's the best of 3. You can hear the girls talking, shouting out loud to each other. It's gone a little bit wrong on the red side. So they go high, try and cause a few problems. Here's Denise Austin for the hit. And that's been given a touch on the net.
Yeah, Vicky Palmer there, just tight at the net.
She doesn't agree with it. She's shaking her head there, but you know, the referee's, you know, the official is looking for that, isn't he?
Yeah, so the second official who stood by the side of that post will be looking for any net infringements, where the first referee, Ray Kate, will be looking around the rest of the court for any handling errors, where the ball's in, out, etc.
Yeah. So 9-4. And these are big points, and that went wrong into the net. And you just feel the Blues are starting to move away.
Jess and Vicky just need to regroup here and get themselves back in this set, try and get this into a tie break.
Of course, you know, it's a timing sport, this is, and you know, these girls have played, you know, a number of matches yesterday, and they'll have had 2 or 3 matches today. So, you know, it's not exactly an easy sport to play, and they're playing a number of games.
Yeah, it's a long weekend, and it isn't like you're just playing an indoor sport either. So you remember, you're running on sand as well, so that takes extra energy out of your legs. This time she's got the fingertips off the block there of Mel Coots, and good pressure on the serve.
I love this view from my back, actually. I think if I sat in the crowd to watch, I'd watch from behind, because you really get an appreciation of the movement they have to do. Back to front. Oh, off the net, it's down the middle, it's split Austin and Coots in half. And sometimes those sort of shots are just impossible, because nobody's going to take the dive and the risk that they're going to clash heads, are they?
No, as you see here, the ball just clips the tape as well. As we've seen, the girls almost flat-footed there because the power's just gone out the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, great work at the net there by Vicky Palmer.
That's a superb block.
Massive man hands on her on that block.
Well, the tide's now turning towards the Reds. You just feel the last couple of points, it's been Reds dominating, and that's a great block.
Since the change of ends, they've fought hard. Here we go. Their turn to get a bit of a look on the serve there. Ball just clipping the net and dropping over.
Yeah.
Nothing that Denise and Mel can do about that.
There's been
2 points in it.
There's been a bit of luck on the Blue side, I think, more often than the Reds. And here's another point for Reds, and they just can't stop scoring at the moment. And
I think Vicky Palmer's been watching what Mel was doing on her serve.
Yeah.
Took a couple of her tips.
Austin and Coots just having a little chat. I wonder what they're talking about. There you go.
Jess with a signal. Wants her partner to block the line.
And that's good for Mel Coots.
Yeah, she has to go cross court because there's a big block there of Vicky Palmer. But it's such a tight angle there that Jess Grimson's got no chance of getting that.
It's an important point as well, because it would have been 10-all if Red had have won, but now 11-9, and they just keep that little gap there. That was an important point. Now the Blues serve. And is that long?
Yeah, ball's just signified long there. So the linesman holding the flag up.
Mel Coots.
I think the ball there, you just see drifting behind Vicky. She's coming to hit it. The wind's just drifted the ball a little bit, so she couldn't get full grasp on it.
Yep. So Blues on the left-hand side now, and there's that's a brilliant attempt to dig out here. Nearly. That was actually too good, wasn't it? She really got some weight on that.
Denise
defense.
reads the game really well. It's not just about expecting a big hit. You've got to watch what the player does, how they play it, and be able to anticipate what they're going to do.
There's a touch there on the way through, so even though the ball went out, it hit a Red player on the way, so another point for Blue, and there you see, just it would have probably ended up in as well.
So Denise and Mel have had a great season so far. They've only played a couple of tournaments. Obviously, Mel Coots lives up in Scotland. They've won in Margate. It was actually the 3rd year in a row they won at Margate, and they were runners up in Skegness. So they've had some experience in the finals,
yeah,
as they have had every year.
Yeah, they're a great pairing and a really tough pairing to beat, and they just love playing this sport. It's great to see them. They had a very tough quarter-final against the #1 seeds. Then they played Lucy Bolton and Kerry Friend in the semi-finals, who I think on seeding were seeded above them. So, you know, even though they're defending champions, they're actually seeded quite a way down. I think they're a 7-8 seed on the draw.
Yes, the #1 seeds have been playing obviously on the tour all year. and been victorious in a few of the events. That's why they were #1, and obviously Lucy Bolton with her Great Britain status there comes in with some high points.
Yep. Well, Reds are back in this.
As this shows, seeding doesn't count for anything in a final.
Yep.
It's whoever wins this match. As we're all square at 13-all.
Yep, that was given for a touch on the net, just in case you were wondering. And that one's long, and Reds are in front. Grimson and Palmer take the lead for the first time in this set, and they've really turned this one over because they were behind by quite a way earlier on, and will rejoin this match straight after the break. Welcome to the final here of the Volleyball England Beach Tour. It's been a really high quality final. The packed crowd are absolutely loving this match. It really is all to play for now, and that one's wide. And Grimson and Palmer, who were in trouble here in this second set, are picking up points left, right and centre, and certainly the tide is totally gone their way now.
Last two change of ends have really gone in favour of Vicky Palmer and Jess Grimson. So Vicky's serving now into the wind.
Yes, and that's the other benefit. They're actually on the best side as well now, so they're going to have 7 points.
Oh, clever work there by Mel Coots off the fingertips. Out of reach by Jess Grimson.
Well, the Blues must know that they've got a difficult situation here now. Definitely teams are favoured on the left side. There's a vain attempt from Vicky Palmer to try and keep that one in. Denise Austin to serve. Goes for the big one.
Great swing there by Jess Grimson. It always seems when Mel Coots is dropping off that from the tactics they'll play the ball on the defenders dropping off, as you see there. Yeah. Not quite in position, not quite steady to receive it.
Yeah. She didn't know where that ball went. She knew it hit her, but didn't know actually where it was going. 16-14. This is a great opportunity for the Reds to level up this set. And that's wide.
A lot of unforced errors here by Denise Mel, which is very unusual. Probably two of the most accurate players we've got and the most consistent players. But good pressure. It's not taken away from Vicky and Jess. Some really good pressure on the serving and on the play by these.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of pressure on these points now. And the are reacting superbly. That one's out. So it's 17-15.
Chance for Denise and Mel to regroup now. Try and get themselves back in this.
Lovely, lovely shot, only just wide. Mel Coots, who's been serving very well in this final. They go for the same corner. That one's a loose set, and they pay for it. Grimson and Palmer take the point, and they get a 3-point lead, sorry.
That reverse dig there by Mel Coots, too tight to the net. Nothing Denise Austin can do about that. Great work at the net again by Vicky Palmer. She goes back to serve.
And Vicky Palmer puts it into the net, which will be annoying for them. There's a free point, and these players just don't like to get free points no matter what. Denise Austin certainly makes sure that that stays in. Here's an opportunity. They go down the line, and it's out. Well, Mark, that's a big point, isn't it? The difference between 18-17 and 19-16 is massive at this stage, business end of the match.
Most certainly is. I mean, the girls in pink or red will have the confidence up, but now they've brought themselves into lead now. It's just 1 point trailed now. So Denise Austin and Mel Coots will have that bite back in them again. They know what they need to do. They've got the experience.
And they're on the side where points are easier to score for that exact reason.
Serve. There's that, what we just said about that serve down the centre.
Yeah.
Nothing other than a wayward arm there by Vicky Palmer. Ball goes into the grandstand, and we're all back square now here, 18-all.
And there's no doubt that ball was moving all over the place from the serve. This wind really is causing problems. They're very experienced volleyball players in this match, in this finals for 2012. There's the touch into the corner.
Pokey down the line, great work there. And again, that was down to the serve, because the serve caused so much trouble at the start of that rally. And here you go, watching Denise, all the experience in the world, sees Jess cross court, just pokies the ball with the knuckles down the line. They're just 2 points away from victory here.
Well, they're back in the lead just at the right time, 19-18. And the defending champions, there's a big hit and a great defence from Denise Austin. She'll be just happy to get it back into play. Here's another opportunity. Oh. And now we go again, and the long distance shot causes the trouble.
Sheer class by Denise Austin. Fantastic defence, first the big hit and then the little pokey. This time she doesn't even need to jump, just stands, gets herself steady, plays the ball high into the wind, into the corner. It's now match point for Denise Austin and Mel Coots, 2018.
It's championship point for the title. 2 championship points for Austin and Coots. And they're going to have a chance. Oh, they've dinked it over, and it's over.
What a great game, great point to end as well. Pure experience shown there.
Denise Austin and Mel Coots retain the title that they won last year.
Congratulations, ladies. You are the national champions for 2012. How does it feel?
Amazing, really pleased. Just delighted to be here. Can't believe we won. Really pleased.
Well, that second set was so close, and they pushed you all the way, didn't they?
Yeah, they knew they had to just relax and try and play as hard as they could. I mean, their serving was really good. Jess was playing great defence. Vicky was swinging really hard. It just came down to that sort of switch of ends, and they were kind of had the momentum, but just sometimes being at the right end with the right momentum. We just Mel Coots, my partner. I'm just brilliant. And there's one thing I want to thank, and that's the crowd. They were just great. Brilliant.
We spoke to Mark Kontopoulos about the Volleyball England Beach Tour.
Yeah, the VBT, or Volleyball England Beach Tour, started off in 2006 with just a couple of events on the calendar, and since then it's just grown year on year. We increased the number of events, we increased the quality of the events, the number of participants, and we've come a long way to what we've got now, and it's looking fantastic. Correct. Yeah, every event on the tour this year has been oversubscribed, and the interest has spiked across the board, across all the events, and now with the Olympics having just come and gone, we've seen an even greater increase in interest or something. We've already seen a huge increase in interest. In London, where I'm based, we've had hundreds of emails and inquiries already. We've set up open sessions where people can come down and get some coaching, and the take-up has been tremendous, and there's been lots of kids, lots of adults just coming into the sport, so the future is really promising.
And now the big grand final of the Volleyball England Beach Tour men's finals. And we have Phil Smith and Russell Watson taking on Robin Mitzabrodsky and Tom Lord.
So here we are, first set. Brodsky and Lord leading 12-9. There's nothing in it though. And Robin Mitzabrodsky serving from the left. And there's a little bit of a tussle at the net. These two, these pairings, so much experience on this court now, isn't there, Mark?
Most certainly is. I mean, guys in yellow, Russell Watson and Phil Smith, have been playing on the Volleyball England Beach Tour all year. This is obviously the first appearance for Robin and Tom, because they've been playing over on the World Tour.
Oh.
Hence a big shot like that.
What a shot that was. And that was a cracking rally. You know, I think that rally must have gone on for nearly a minute. And here we go, and bang, cross court. Russell Watson just has a little roll around the sand. Yeah, he's
one of the best defenders on the beach tour. He'll know that he was beaten by a better hit that time.
Yeah.
Big breath in there by Robin as he comes to serve. So into the wind. There's the signal given by Tom Lord of what he wants his partner to run in the block.
Well, that was a long rally they've just played. There's no doubt all four of them were a little bit out of breath afterwards.
Oh, Russell Watson.
What a great shot from Russell Watson down the line. You see the defence there, he digs that one out. He's on his hands and knees, and within a second and a half or so, he bangs that one down the line.
Robin not able to get the two hands on the block there, so gives Russell an easier shot down the line.
Wind is still as strong as ever, so a little bit easier playing left to right. We're going to have an
chicken wing defence there by Russell Watson, but the ball was too tight on the net there. Phil Smith just catching the net.
Yep, we'll see this on the replay here. He reaches over, but the ball actually, the ball's moved in the wind, hasn't it? Gone from right to left, and so he ends up touching the net.
So Tom Lord's come to serve again, wind into his face, floats the ball deep.
Oh, that's a big one, and I think it knocked his hat off, didn't it? It hit him on the head. We'll see this on the replay. Here we go. Does this actually hit him on the head as it goes through? Does he try and head this one back? Yes, he does. Well, that's one way of doing it. He knows he's not going to get his hands up in time, so he might as well try it with his head.
Bit of showboating for the crowd.
Yeah, that would have been quite an amazing one to get back. Oh, that's nice play. And, you know, these two pairs are really top-notch. And Russell Watson, actually, unusually for him, I think he's disappointed. Yeah, you can see he's disappointed with that. He was actually, his weight was going the wrong way, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the characters on our tour as well.
Yeah.
He can have some good he has some good banter while he plays matches. He's a real crowd pleaser as well.
Yeah. Well, we always like to see people wear their hearts on their sleeves, and I think Russell Watson's one of those. He always shows his emotion. Here's a lovely view of this shot. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful placement.
Tom Lord taking flight again as well on the defence.
This is such a high quality match. It's thoroughly enjoyable. And well, the sun's gone in a little bit. There's a few people wearing some warmer clothing, but not many people have left at all this arena. And there's the shot down the line, which hit Phil Smith. And Yellows were just getting back into this, but Brodsky and Lord have just had a couple of points in a row there, and they've just got that gap again. 16-12. Now serving from a less favourable side, so Yellows will be looking to try and get back into this and try and tie this up.
Phil Smith does a big celebration, but the ball just clipping the tape there. He'll take it though.
Yeah. So every 7 points we change ends, don't we, Mark? So here we are, 16-12, that's 28 points. So another 7 points. They have 7 serves. Or 7 points,
seven rallies on each side. It allows both teams the fair use of conditions. We have obviously had some sun here this weekend, and also, as we said before, the wind conditions. So it doesn't actually give any team any more of the advantage.
Yeah. Well, that one was a bit of a wasted serve. It went way long. That was a long way long. Wasn't even close. So Robin Mitsobrodsky here with the cap. Going for the block and a touch on the net. And eagle-eyed second official here.
He's leaving his arms up too long there as he's reached over for the block.
Yeah, that was a very slight touch, but no complaints. The officials here have done a great job all weekend. They've been working themselves very hard. This time yesterday, they were getting absolutely soaked. It was pouring down.
This time Robin actually been able to push the ball through the block there on Phil Smith. You see here at the net, almost a joust.
That's a great view of that. It was a joust, wasn't it? Both had the hand on the ball. It was who's going to win.
Great swing cross court there by Phil Smith.
That is absolutely phenomenal hit. Look at this. Russell Watson sets it up perfectly. Phil Smith comes in, and when he hits them, they stay hit. Look at that.
The last 2 years he's been playing over professionally indoors in Sweden, and his technique on his hits and stuff has just absolutely increased tenfold.
Yeah.
There's the signal, so Phil Smith's going to come into the net to block. Looks like Brodsky's going to be hitting. There's this time a bit of a change of a set there by Tom Lord, a quicker attack. Just catching Russell Watson out of position, as you see here. It's a lower set.
Yep.
And then Robin Brodsky just playing the ball across his shoulders again. He's very good at that, shaping up as if he's going to go cross court and then just swings it across down the line.
Interesting spot there, Mark. That was certainly, you're right, it was a very low set there. And Phil Smith again, another big one. In fact, that was Russell Watson on the big hit. Smith sets it up. And bang, it was straight at Tom Lord, but he just couldn't do anything with it. The pace was too hot. Russell Watson will serve from the right. But they're 3 points down, and we're getting towards the business end of the set. And it's going to be set points here.
Nice easy line over shot there by Miedzi Brodsky. Again, it's not all about the power, the placement here of these boys as we serve for the set.
Here we go, 4 set points for the Reds. That's a beautiful touch from Russell Watson. But I think the Yellows are not too celebrating too much because they know there's still 3 match points down.
They've got victories under the belt and they won another victory here for the boys in yellow.
Here we go, set point. Oh, that's a good block from Smith.
Got to come over on that because the block counts as one of the touches, so it had to come over by Phil Smith. And duly put away there by Tom Lord for the first set. What a great game with the score 21-17.
Well, this really is a high quality match. You don't get much better than this around, and look at that, the big hit. And we'll continue with the rest of this final after the break. So here we are, 13-12 in the Volleyball England Beach Tour finals, the men's final. Mr. Brodsky and Lord, the defending champions, go 14-12 ahead here. There you see the block just going a little bit wrong, hitting Phil Smith, and that's a great lead from Russell Watson. That the wind definitely caught that a little bit, didn't it, and took it out.
Yeah, trusting the win there. Just watch the ball go wide as he comes into serve. They trail by 2 points. They want to fight hard to get back into this game.
Here we go, Russell Watson to serve, and it's out.
I think even on toss of his serve there, as you see him having to take the ball a little bit behind him again, just not taking the wind into account this time.
Yeah. Now, Brodsky and Lord really are going to be 2 players who are going to be, they're going to be aiming for 2016, aren't they, Mark?
Yeah, so these guys have been on part of the GB Ambition programme, and they are the up-and-coming beach volleyball team for us, or one of the up-and-coming beach volleyball teams, should I say. It's not a given. They've got to fight hard. They've got to get into the qualification, get the top 16 for Rio.
Yeah.
So more World Tour action beckons for them over the next few years.
Yeah.
But they'll always come back to the roots as well.
This is a good shot here. Lovely set. And Robin Mitzabrotsky is up. Sees the gap, just lofts it over.
The same way they won the first set there with that shot. Robin now with a top spin jump serve.
Oh.
I'd say he's one of the best servers on the tour.
Well, he nearly got away with that. That was going to come so short, and Phil Smith was diving full length forwards, but just touched the top of the net.
It's only 1 point in it still, in the second set.
Yeah, it's been a great quality match.
That's a lovely set there by Brodsky, across his body. Not the easiest to set sideways, especially with how well you have to handle the ball before the referee will call you for a carry. As you see here, a lovely side set. Tom Lord just have a quick look where Russell Watson is and dinks the ball over the side.
Yeah. Well, we've seen a few big blocks from Phil Smith in this match, and I think there's definitely a wariness from the boys in red that they don't want to be challenging Phil Smith's blocking ability, because he's replying with some real force. There's not much you can do about these little dinks if they come off well. Oh, that's a lovely shot from Smith. That caught out both players. There's a little smile there with his partner Russell Watson. I think they were expecting something big, and then suddenly he just pulled out of it, and that's brilliantly done, Mark.
Yeah, with no block on there, you can just see that he has to play that ball just over the net there. Anything longer, it's just going to be a free hit for the boys in red, and you can't give any of those guys that.
Yeah, it's a very high risk shot for sure. Oh, and that one just died. Russell Watson can't believe it. This one, I think, goes through Phil Smith. Oh, it just touches him. Oh, it's the deflection.
Off the fingertips of the block there. Spent some serious time in the sand, does Russell Watson.
Yep, he likes the sand. Here we go, Watson up.
Ball's tight on the net, another joust. And then some chicken wing defence there by Miedzi Brodsky, but point won by Russell Watson there.
Here's the joust, look at that.
One-handed there by Russell Watson. He liked that one.
Yeah.
1 point in it.
17-18 now. Yellow's on the side that favours a little bit in this tournament so far, with the wind coming into them. Here's a chance. Watson's up. He's gone for the hit and he's made it. That's a big point. It's drawn it level at 18 all. And at this stage of the match, this is a massive point. The difference between 18 all and 19-17 is enormous, and that one banged into the corner.
This has been one of the best games we've had on the Volleyball England Beach Tour this year. The fight and passion both these teams are showing.
Here we go. Brodsky's up. Gone for the dink, and again, that one pays off. They're not happy hitting the big shots because they know that Smith has the ability to block them.
Yeah, so again, just uses his knuckles there, playing the ball over. Phil Smith grimaces as he comes to land because he knows he can't get that ball.
19-18, 2 points away from retaining their title.
He's got to come over, he's touched the block.
Here's the big one. Brodsky's up, and it's defended by Smith brilliantly.
Tight at the net. Oh, great reach there. Using that 6'9" frame.
What a point that is. That's an incredible point for the Yellows. Russell Watson does an amazing defence here and puts it up in the air, and Smith just the top of his middle finger. Somehow.
Height advantage against Miedzi Brodsky helped him a little bit on that point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those points where being told does help for sure. Oh, but Brodsky gets it. There's an appeal, I think, from the Yellows towards the official.
So Mark Kontopoulos, the first referee, just calling the second referee over to see what the call was.
We're going to have a look at this.
Oh, net touch there. You can see there Tom Lord just clipping the tape.
And it's been given, yeah.
Great spot there by the second referee.
That is great officiating. These guys, initially it was given to red, but the second referee had spotted it.
So it's a set point now to go to a deciding game. It's 2019.
Wow, these points don't tally up.
Oh, it's a big block by Smith. We're going to decider. Wow, what a set of volleyball.
This is absolutely incredible. Phil Smith and Russell Watson are putting in the game of their lives at the moment. That's a brilliant block.
So we're evenly balanced here with the score 21-17 in the first set to Lord and Miedzi Brodsky, and 21-19 to Smith and Watson. This could go either way. It's a race to 15. This is going to be the 2012 championship.
Brodsky and Lord lead 4-2 in this third and final set. As Mark said, first to 15. It's getting a bit chilly out there, it's fair to say. Sun has gone behind the clouds.
Delicate shot there by Russell Watson. Like a ball just off the net, so you can't get the big power on the hit there. So he has to be a bit clever how he uses it.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's not many areas of the court that Tom Lord's not going to be able to reach.
Well, Watson and Smith were behind quite a long way in the second set and came back to win it, so they won't be too unhappy with just being a few points behind here. As Miedzi Brodsky.
The crowd still showing their appreciation though, even this men's final. They know they're watching an absolute classic game.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be seeing this.
Well, there's an interesting partnership, Smith and Watson, isn't it? It's the tall man and shorter man, and you know, Smith's at the net. They're having to dink it over. Watson's got the job on of trying to sweep up behind Smith, and that one's hit Brodsky and gone wide.
It's a clever swing again by Russell Watson, seeing the hands. You see Brodsky going up there. Nice big shape of the block by Brodsky, but
yeah,
Russell Watson just playing the ball off the arms, and Smith comes in for the jump serve.
Oh, that's a great play there from the Reds. It was a pretty mean serve coming in. There's a deflection.
You hear Phil Smith shout in line there to let them know where to play the ball. As the ball comes in here, the pass by Phil Smith. He goes for goes cross court because he sees Tom Lord dart it across.
Yeah.
Robin Miedzi-Brodsky sticks the hand out. We're all square now, 5-all in the deciding set. Couldn't be closer.
This could go either way. Really been a high quality final here, but that one's long and the wind has carried that one. How many times have we seen that today? They just get a little bit carried away, I think. They give it a bit of a risk, and if you put any height on the ball, the wind will catch it. These balls are quite light, aren't they?
They weigh just about 220 grams.
Here's a chance for Watson. What a hit that is, and it's off the top of the net, but I think it hit the red. It hit the red and white pole, didn't it?
Yeah. So if the ball hits on the antenna, it goes out of play, as you see here.
I'll just see this. Oh yeah,
just sits on the tape there.
Wedged, and yeah, all the officials are waving furiously. They all saw that. 6-all. Oh, that's kept alive by
the big joust.
Smith. Yeah. Here we go again. Over the top.
It's got to be a delicate shot there. He's already had one joust against him.
Watson, he's eating
familiar pose. We used that one.
Well, this is the tactic. This is the yellow tactic on defence, isn't it? Smith's up there blocking everything, and Russell Watson has the job on. He's like a little beaver running around trying to find where they're going to hit it. And there's the big hit from Miedzi-Brodsky. This time he didn't go for the dink. He went for the big hit through. I think he thought that Phil Smith wasn't exactly ready for this. What do you think, Mark?
It's going to hit down the line. You see him. Phil Smith is just leaning across to the right, so he's not in full position to hit to block that block the line shot there.
Yeah. There's the serve from Miedzi-Brodsky. Watson dinks it, and it's there.
We're just trading point for point here.
Yes.
Halfway through this deciding set. A big call there. Phil Smith has a quick look which way Tom Lord's going. Clever late shot there by Russell Watson. Great communication by the boys in yellow.
Yeah, just these little words. Just one word it takes to tell your colleague where to put the ball. Oh, and Miedzi-Brodsky this time. Well, they've been doing a few of these little dinks over the top, but this time he went for the big hit.
He's 6'4" in height, but he's got a massive jump on him as well. Just great hit in action, getting his hand over the ball to make sure the ball is landing in court, and the power there as well.
9-8. Oh, there's a little floating serve. Here's a chance for Russell Watson. Oh, but the set isn't right, and Phil Smith misjudges the set, and it's another point to the Reds.
He won't be happy with that set that he's just put up there.
It wasn't a particularly difficult one, was it? It was. He was in prime position.
Too tight, too easy for Miedzi-Brodsky there to play that ball. That gets the 2-point lead.
Just a human error sometimes can creep in. Here we go again. There's a deflection. They've kept it alive, and Smith has put it long. Just at the wrong time. Things just starting to move. Miedzi-Brodsky and Tom Lord's way. And Phil Smith, well...
It's the power of the wind again there. Getting a free net. But the ball just drifting too hard for him. Again, another float serve by Tom Lord. In lead by 3 points.
Yep. Certain tactic here coming from the Reds.
Oh, the battle of the cut shots. Two amazing cut shots. One picks up beautifully by Tom Lord. And here you go, watch him.
Look at this.
Hand around the ball. Delicate as you like. He's celebrating before the ball's even landed. Russell Watson's running for a dip in the ocean by the looks of it.
Oh, these guys are really playing full force beach volleyball now. Look at that beautiful shot. Just dinked it over, and that's 12-9. Miedzi-Brodsky goes up for the block here, but Russell Watson sees the block coming in, and there's just a little dink. Perfect execution. Russell Watson, great play. The Yellows need to get a couple of points on the board here quickly. Need to get back into it. We're only first to 15, of course. Chance here. Good defence from Watson. That's great save. And again, and he can't keep that one up though. Mitzibrodsky gets the point.
Fantastic work by the boys in red there. Resilient defence by Russell Watson. But when you see Mitzibrodsky in this form here, out of position there, Russell Watson. Easy point for the boys in red. They just need 2 more points for the title.
And what an incredible title it would be. It'd be their 3rd title in succession.
Defence by Tom Lord.
Absolutely amazing.
Watson scampering around that sand again. Miedzibrodsky up to hit. There's no competition there with Miedzibrodsky and Russell Watson. I think Russell Watson's just touched another bit of sand. He hasn't hit so far.
That is such a brilliant rally, and obviously the yellows all at sea. Watson having to try and do the block at the net. Obviously they were all out of position.
Phil Smith trying his hand at some backcourt play, but here we are, a match point. It's 14-9. Miedzibrodsky serving.
Championship point for Brodsky and Lord. What a great final this has been. These guys have really stepped it up for us. Oh, no way, he's caught the top of the net. They've won the title.
It's a cruel way to win the match after an epic final, but well deserved. The boys in red of Tom Lord and Miedzibrodsky and Russell Watson just gather his breath. Phil Smith shakes the hands of Robin and Tom. Here he's up. What a great showcase of beach volleyball here in Great Britain.
What a great match, what a great final, what a great tournament. And Miedzibrodsky and Lord, both the men and the women, defend their titles from 2011. Miedzibrodsky and Lord winning 21-17, 19-21, 15-9.
Congratulations, guys. What a game. But they didn't make it easy for you, did they?
Absolutely not, and we didn't expect them to. It's very windy out here still, so the ball's moving all over the place, and we had some real good rallies out there. They kept it close. That second set was right down to the wire. No one knew which way it was going to go, but we just managed to get a few runs here and there, which gave us a game.
And at which point do you feel under the most pressure?
Just closing out that second set, we had a really good chance to finish it off in 2, and I think I started thinking a little bit too far ahead. You just got to take 1 point at a time when it comes down to that. But we settled it out in the 3rd set and made some good points, so happy in the end.
And what does it mean to you to be crowned national champions for 2012?
It means a lot. We've come back and we've done it 3 times in a row, so we're real pleased with ourselves. And it's great to come back and see everyone. Obviously, we've been away for most of this year. We couldn't come to any of the other tour events, so we made sure we could come here and hopefully put on a good show for everyone. So.
Well, you've had so much support here today. A word for the crowd?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, following on from London 2012 at Horse Guards, I think our country is finally understanding beach volleyball. So it was great to have you guys down here, and thank you for making it a pleasurable experience for us.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So there we have it, the Volleyball England Beach Tour comes to a close with some amazing athleticism on display and great entertainment. We hope you've enjoyed the action, and we'll bring you all the big hits and blocks next year as we do it all over again. Bye for now.